Spearzilla Drew, what up? Alright, now I'm gonna talk about something kind of innocent. Talk about Britney Spears. Never thought I was talking about Britney Spears, huh? Well, here you go. So yeah, I watched the New York Times documentary not that long ago. Outside of the feminist narrative, I enjoyed it. I agree with the premise of it. Uh, I do think her dad was a piece of shit, and he should have had legal control of her money. And I don't think she should have been made fun of back like in '07, '08, '09. Yeah, I agree with the whole premise of it. Just outside of the feminist narrative they kept pushing. Back in the late '90s when she was popular, like yeah, the Britney Spears fever was real. It was legit. You had to like Britney Spears, and if you didn't, it was like, what's wrong with you? I was like probably like 10 years old at the time. So like everyone like pretty much liked her. Like the worst case was like you didn't like her music, but you thought she was hot. So like once I got older, I didn't really listen to pop music more. I became a metalhead, and like back in 2007, she was getting hounded by paparazzi like in a documentary. This is one quote from the paparazzi, like legit, like they were asking like why didn't you just leave her alone? The paparazzi, and the paparazzi guy was like, yeah, I didn't know that she wanted to be left alone. Then the interviewer was like, how about what she said, leave me alone. And the paparazzi guy goes, oh, I thought she meant just for the day. I'm like, no, not for the day. When she says leave her alone, it means leave her alone for good. So yeah, and there was this they talked about this particular moment when she had the baby like in the front seat with her, and like when the paparazzi took pictures of that, like there was this whole stigma of her being a bad mom, and people were making fun of her, and she didn't really have a like at that time she was kind of like people saw her as like washed up, and she was kind of like she was going through some stuff, and people were like making fun of her like on TV and stuff. And but the South Park got his TV show called South Park. They actually defended her. And it was very interesting how they made their episode because they go through the same thing about the paparazzi taking pictures of her, not leaving her alone, and then taking pictures outside of context, and then like presenting it on their media like in the wrong way. And basically in the episode, that she's driven to suicide, and she shoots herself, and in the whole episode she has no head, no brain. And the whole episode she's like making music and performing concerts, looking all with no head. And people are like so making fun of her, like, and the boys in South Park are like, yeah, like she's hurt, like she's broken, like look at her. It's funny how like at that time people were making fun of her, but South Park had knew what she was going through all along. They understood like, hey, you shouldn't make fun of a normal ordinary person like that. But like at that time, I didn't really care because I was a metalhead. Like I didn't think that she was a bad mom or that she was a good mom. I just didn't care. At that time, Britney Spears was like in the past. But now that I'm older, you know, I kind of see like that's kind of messed up what they did to her. Yeah, I definitely wanted to mention the stupid narrative that they had in the documentary where the one girl goes like, "Oh yeah, like the late '90s, that was at the time where boy bands were taking over because no there was nobody thought that a woman would be able to perform at such a high level." And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I lived through that time. There was a lot of women who were popular in the late '90s. Like you got like Christina Aguilera, Aaliyah, Mariah Carey, Madonna, the Spice Girls, TLC, and much more. So I don't know what the heck this girl's talking about, that thinking like the guys are taking over, and there was only one girl that got attention. No, that's not how it went down. I remember the late '90s very well. Yeah, I was 10 years old, but I still kind of knew what was going on. So yeah, now I want to talk about Kanye. Oh, now I'm gonna mention Kanye. Like, you had Kanye on the title, Beardzilla. Now you mention him, yeah. Well, yeah, like they're kind of similar in a way. Like Kanye, like people made fun of him. Like South Park even made fun of him. They made an episode on him too. And now he's going through a divorce with Kim Kardashian. And so I kind of wonder like when all this like bowls over, is New York Times gonna make a documentary on Kanye West? I mean, they're very similar. People, like I said, people made fun of them. I mean, the little difference between Kanye West is he kind of like I mean he now confirmed that he's bipolar, so he has a mental illness as well. Because the whole thing about Britney Spears was that people saw her as nuts, but like she also had a mental illness. How can you make fun of somebody that has a mental illness? They're sick. How can you make fun of them? That's not right. A lot of people were quick to make fun of Kanye West and stuff. Yeah, he's kind of reckless and he has like controversial opinions, but at the same time, it's kind of the same thing. He has mental illness. How can you make fun of a person that has mental illness? You know what I mean? So yeah, like I wonder will the New York Times make a documentary on his career? I don't know because they're left leaning, so they probably wouldn't because they probably don't want to draw sympathy towards a man. They're more like like left leaning, more about the feminist narrative, and they probably they'll have to explain how a black man made a whole bunch of money in America, and they probably don't want to do that. So yeah, it's just something that went through my mind, after I saw the Britney Spears documentary. I just saw it because I was curious. I like watching real life stuff. I scroll down my Facebook and I hear people talking about stuff, and I get curious, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this episode of Beerzilla. So yeah, I'm out. Peace.